Hello and welcome to this presentation on Action Vision Board. This presentation is mainly for people with small to medium enterprises who would like to create a vision board for their organization. My name is Hannah H. Tarindra. As you can see, I am the Chief Creative Officer or Director for Upenyu Creativity Consultants. So first and foremost, I'm a creativity consultant. Then I'm a seasoned public speaker who belongs to Toastmasters International. I am a published author, and you can go on Amazon to check more of that. And I'm a confidence building facilitator. Now let's get into it. The overview of this presentation is as follows. I will talk about the history and the purpose of vision boards. What is a vision versus action and how they are interlinked. How you can create a vision board as a team. And the actual creating the vision board, I'll also just share some tips. And I've got one surprise at the end of the presentation, so stick around. You don't want to miss out. Surprisingly, the history of the words vision board come from a Gloucester citizen in the UK and was first mentioned, or at least is recorded, in 1999. As you can see, it was a call for citizens in a council, under a council, to come and put their action cards onto the council's vision board, which is quite interesting. Now, what's the point? What's the purpose of a vision board, you might ask? First and foremost, it's to give a visual representation of your goals. So yes, it's okay to get a notebook, get a journal, and write your goals, but isn't it more exciting to have pictures that represent what you would like to achieve? It's a declaration of intent. It is you saying, hey, I want to do this and I want it to look like that. So when you do a vision board, you are declaring your intention. It also helps with accountability to self. So there's so many things that you're always thinking, oh, I would like to do this or do that. But when you have a vision board, it sort of stares back at you and says, hey, did you accomplish me? And as it does that, every day is a continuous reminder. The more you look at your vision board, the more you're reminded of the things you're supposed to do. Now for businesses, the foundation of goal setting remains the same. Do you have a SMART goal that you want to achieve? And when we say SMART, we mean specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. These are the foundation of goal setting, and they remain the same even when you're making your vision. Now, I spoke about vision versus action, but vision and action are not separate. They are quite intertwined. So vision will only happen via action. To envision is to see, and then to act is to do. So you first see and then you do. And this is how it works. So you can see your holiday, your dream holiday in your mind, but you have to put in action, planning, budgeting, asking questions, and just doing your research to ensure that you get to that special holiday. If you want to touch the lives of many people, well, there's going to be an action. You have to do inspirational activities. Look for things that you can do from a small scale, make that impact. And then let's say you want to change your space. You want to make your office much more beautiful. You have to also go through processes whereby you say, how much will this cost? And what does this look like in terms of figures, So it's the end goal. It has to come via a process. You cannot leave out the process part of realizing your vision. Now, how does this work as a team? It's one thing to do a vision board by yourself, but as a team, how does that happen? And let's say you've got an organization of 50 people. That's a big team. So I would recommend that work in small teams. If possible, if you've got about 50 plus people, try to get them into 5 to 10 groups of 5 to 10 people each, and then they can come together. Keep your company's vision and mission in mind. So your vision board should not be separate from your actual organizational goals and objectives, right? Keep them in mind. And as you do so, be bold, be brave, do the things that might make you a bit afraid, right? The making of this vision board is going to definitely be a collaborative effort. So it starts with brainstorming. Get all the wild ideas from everybody, even if you have a cleaner in your office. Sometimes they see things that you don't see. Doesn't mean just because they didn't have the MBA in the business that you're doing, they have no ideas. If you can get them on board, why not? Then after the brainstorm, research and prioritize. I will speak about these elements in detail as I go. Then, of course, you must have your targets and deadlines, something that people don't associate a lot with vision boards. And then after that, choose your appropriate images. And I will speak about this, particularly for my African clients, because sometimes getting images with people who look like us might be a bit difficult. So, first step, brainstorming. When you're brainstorming, let everything fall. A storm is a heavy pour of rain, and it's unabated. So when you have your brainstorm, do not evaluate the ideas that are coming. Just think about all the crazy ideas. Let's say you want to start a toy store. Why not say, oh yes, we'll have vintage shelves, toys from the 60s, from the 70s, 80s, something that no one has ever done. And with brainstorming, I believe that more is more. Unlike in design, when we actually say less is more, in brainstorming, the opposite is true. And keep it coming. Even after a brainstorm session, if you get an idea, come, tell your boss or tell one of your colleagues, hey, I had another crazy idea. What do you think about it? So never stop it from coming. And finally, go wild. Really go wild. Don't think that it's too crazy, because brainstorming is just the beginning. You will then clear it up in the next stage. The next stage being research and priority. So prioritize out of everything that you have done, your wild ideas. Research now what of your favorite ideas, what do you want to do? And then after that, prioritize them in order of importance. Which one do you want to achieve first, or which one do you think would be easy to achieve, or do you want to start with the hard ones and then end with the easy ones? It's really up to you. And then select the key goals, the ones that you're actually going to then put onto your vision board. Remember, a vision board most of the time has got limited space, so do choose the most critical goals. Okay, now, like I said earlier, targets and deadlines, the actual aspect that people forget or just do not include in their vision board. Set timelines and dates. It's important to know when you want to start working on your vision and when you want to realize it. Right. So in a business, for example, you want to be able to achieve your goals within a certain time frame. And then you also need to establish who does what and where. So, for example, if you've got a team already of 3+ people, that might seem easy. But I've been asked, what happens when you're a single person and you're trying to run your business? Well, you do wear the capacities or the hats of different roles, don't you? Or you can outsource. So, for example, you prefer to keep your bookkeeping to yourself, so you means that you're the bookkeeper as well as the salesperson, if that works for you. But you must understand that these roles need to be done at a certain time. And then finally, And not last but not least, set indicators. Make sure you know at what stage something means it's a success. You've done it. So for example, if you're developing a product and then you're like, yes, this is the exact shoe that I've been wanting to develop. Say, how will that shoe look when it's done, when it's perfect, and you have improved it to the best of your capabilities? Also look at your team successes. How are you winning, not only as an individual, but as a team? And also your financial stability, especially in business. When you're starting, finances might be a bit wonky. You might have 6 months to 2 years of losses, and then finally, or you are making profits, but are they the right profits that you want? If you're making $5 profits per item sold, is that the maximum that you can get from that? So look at that. Set your indicators. Now to the crux of the vision board. Here in Africa, we have problems sometimes in finding the appropriate pictures that speak to us. So for example, if I wanted to start a hair salon, and this is me here in Kenya, Nairobi, this image might work in some regions, in some areas of the country, but not everywhere. But this image, whereby I've got a team and there's black people, and we are in Africa, we are the majority, and this is what my friends look like. So probably getting a team like this is possible. But let's say I want to get a hair salon in low income places. This is exactly what it will look like. So I might as well try to put realistic images, or images that I can relate to. Another example I can give is this one for presentation. So for example, if I put this as a goal for presentation, it's mainly Asian people, and I'm in Africa. Whether I like it or not, this is separate from what I really want to do. So for example, I want to do community development programs and I want to talk to people of the community. This is not a representation of my people. This is a close representation of my people, and it actually looks like something that I could do, but within the urban setting. If I want, for example, to be a rural trainer, I think this would be most likely a correct and accurate representation. So basically, when you're choosing your images, try hardest for them to be relatable to you. Now finally, let's say I want to do partnerships. In this image, there's one female white who is not representative of me, so I'm really detached from this picture. With this one though, there's a black female. I can be like, yes, she looks like my sister or my cousin, so I have some relation to her. And even though it looks like she's garnering a deal with white people, then of course that, for me, that's okay, because hey, it could be international. It could be people from another demographic that I would love to have as clients. This one though shows the variety and diversity that we get in Africa. So it makes sense that I could have a vision like this, to be part of this room and to network with these people. So try also, when you're choosing your images, for them to relate to what you want to achieve. So finally, I want to close off with Edward E. Cummings' quote, which says, "Once we believe ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight." That is my favorite part of this whole quote, whereby I feel like you just get delighted by something that happens out of the blue, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. So when you're doing your business, reveal your spirit, and you can only do that if you believe in yourself. So this is an example of a personal vision board. So it's got 9 key areas that I might want to work on as an individual. And guess what? You could use the same template for your action vision board for your business. What are the 9 key areas that you would like to have for your business so that you can be happy about it? So Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. And just one more thing that I would love to tell you, which is not on the overview, a bonus you might say. Have an achievement board. I believe that if if you have a vision board, you must have an achievement board. An achievement board is where you then put images as you achieve. And then now, instead of having imaginary scenarios, you actually put in pictures where you are part of it, or pictures that you have taken, and show that your vision has become reality. And hey, give yourself a standing ovation because you deserve it. So, from me, Hannah H. Tarindwa, thank you for listening to this 60-minute presentation. If you want a free consultation, there is my number. And please feel free to like, comment, go on my YouTube. I don't know how you get this video. Maybe you might get it directly or from YouTube. But whatever you do, I would like you to use your creativity and enjoy every moment. Thank you.